There comes a moment in every person's life when comfort becomes the enemy. When the silence in your room is louder than the noise in your head. When the weight of everything you haven't done presses harder than the pain of everything you've been through. That's the moment life whispers one question to your soul. What are you going to do with your pain? Because you can't hide from it. You can't numb it forever. You can't wish it away. Pain is the one thing that doesn't lie. It exposes you, it confronts you. It forces you to look in the mirror and see who you truly are beneath the surface. Most people run from that mirror. They run to distraction, to excuses, to comfort, anything that lets them avoid the truth. But that's why most people stay stuck. They don't realize that pain is not punishment. It's direction. It's your body, your mind, your soul screaming, wake up. You were made for more. The ones who rise, the ones who change everything, they don't avoid pain. They face it. They use it. They grab it by the throat and turn it into fuel. Because somewhere deep inside, they've realized that everything they've ever wanted is hidden behind everything they've been afraid to feel. You say you want success. You say you want greatness. You say you want to change your life. Then you better understand something. There is no glory without grind, no reward without resistance, no elevation without struggle. Pain is the price of transformation. It's the tuition fee for growth. And the question isn't whether you feel it, the question is whether you use it. So, will you turn your pain into purpose or your purpose into pain? Will you let it make you bitter or make you better? Will you let it break you down or build you up into something stronger than you've ever been? You can't keep saying you want to win while running from the very process that creates winners. Every champion has bled for what they believe in. Every success story is written in sweat, tears, and nights of doubt. But the difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't talent. It's toughness. It's the ability to endure the storm and say, this pain will not control me. I'll control what this pain becomes. So as you listen to this, don't just hear words, feel them. Feel that fire inside you trying to break out. That voice inside saying, I'm not done yet. This isn't just another speech. It's a challenge. A challenge to stop escaping, to stop numbing, to stop running, and finally face what's been holding you back. Because your pain has been trying to wake you up, not wipe you out. This is your moment to rise through it, grow through it, and use it to become unstoppable. Your pain isn't your ending. It's your beginning. That pain is not your enemy. It's your invitation. It's life knocking at your door, testing whether you're ready to rise or whether you'll crumble again. The truth is, most people run from pain. They hide from it, numb it, escape it, and then wonder why they never grow. Pain is uncomfortable, but that's exactly why it's powerful. Because comfort never built a warrior. Comfort never sharpened a sword. Every person you admire today, every success story you celebrate, every legend that has ever existed, they all share one thing. They suffered, but they didn't let the suffering stop them. They saw pain not as punishment, but as a signal, a message that they were in the process of becoming something greater than they were before. Pain teaches you things that peace never can. It forces you to meet yourself in the rawest form. No masks, no pretending, no hiding. When life strips you down and everything you thought you could lean on is gone, that's when you see who you really are. You learn your limits, your resilience, and the voice inside that refuses to quit. That voice doesn't speak when things are easy. It speaks when you're on your knees, when your chest is heavy and the world feels too heavy to carry. And that's when you have a choice to stay broken or to build something new from the ashes. Pain exposes truth. It doesn't care about your image, your followers, your excuses. Pain reveals your character. When you're hit with rejection, loss, or betrayal, pain asks you, who are you now? Because success doesn't just come from talent or opportunity. It comes from what you do when you're in the dark and no one's clapping for you. It's how you respond when the door slams in your face, when your dream looks impossible, when the people you love give up on you. Do you fold or do you fight? Do you let the pain make you bitter or do you let it make you better? Every time you run from pain, you delay your growth. You can't reach strength without struggle. You can't build greatness without resistance. Look at a diamond. It's nothing but carbon under pressure. Look at muscles. They only grow when they're torn. Nature itself teaches us that creation requires discomfort. So why do we expect our personal growth to come easy? If you want a life that stands out, if you want to walk with purpose and confidence, you have to be willing to endure what most people avoid. Pain is a teacher, not a curse. But most people never sit in this classroom long enough to learn the lesson. They rush to escape. They distract themselves. They blame others. And when you do that, you rob yourself of transformation. You can't ask for strength and expect it to arrive without resistance. You can't ask for wisdom and expect it to come without confusion. You can't ask for success and expect it to come without sacrifice. The process will hurt, but that's the price of evolution. You see, pain doesn't just happen to you. It happens for you. The moments that break you are the moments that shape you. The pain of losing, of being doubted, of being left out. Those are the moments that carve depth into your soul. Without them, your story would be shallow. Without them, your purpose would be weak. It's the scars that make the story powerful. It's the wounds that make the victory worth watching. You must stop asking, oh, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this trying to teach me? Because that's where your power begins. The same situation that destroys one person can become the foundation for another. The difference isn't in the pain, it's in the perspective. When you stop running from what hurts and start using it as information, you begin to transform it. The pain becomes your compass. It points you toward the areas of your life that need growth, healing, and strength. Think about the last time you went through something you thought would break you, and yet here you are. You survived. Maybe you didn't see it then, but that pain didn't destroy you. It rebuilt you. It forced you to grow in ways you never would have if everything had gone according to plan. Maybe it made you more disciplined. Maybe it made you more focused. Maybe it taught you to value yourself. That pain changed your standards. It changed your mindset. And that's exactly how pain becomes power, by forcing you to evolve. When you learn to embrace pain, you start to see patterns. You begin to understand that every setback was setting you up for something greater. The heartbreak taught you to value love. The failure taught you to respect effort. The rejection taught you to believe in yourself when no one else did. Pain refines you. It burns away weakness, entitlement, and laziness. What's left after the fire is something pure, resilience, discipline, hunger. But don't get it wrong. Using pain as an opportunity for success isn't about enjoying it. It's not about pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about trusting that the process is necessary. It's about believing that even when it hurts, it's working. You don't have to smile through the storm, but you do have to keep walking. You do have to keep building, keep believing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Because the pain you feel today is the power you'll use tomorrow. When you reach that point where you stop fearing pain and start welcoming it, everything changes. You start chasing challenges instead of comfort. You stop asking for easier paths and start praying for stronger lays. Cause you understand now, pain is not there to stop you. It's there to train you. It's sculpting you into the kind of person who can handle the blessing you've been asking for. Some of the most successful people on the planet didn't just survive pain, they turned it into their advantage. They turned heartbreak into drive. They turned rejection into motivation. They turned failure into feedback. They didn't just go through pain. They grew through pain. And that's what separates the great from the average. The average person lets pain define them. The great ones let it refine them. The truth is there will never be a version of success without pain. You can't avoid it. You can only choose how to use it. So stop waiting for life to be fair. Stop wishing it was easier. Instead, decide that you'll become stronger. Decide that no matter how bad it hurts, you'll get something out of it. You'll grow. You'll adapt. You'll rise. So the next time pain knocks on your door, don't hide. Open it. Face it. Let it teach you, shape you, and elevate you. Because if you can endure the pain without losing your focus, without quitting, without losing yourself, then you've already won. You've already crossed a line most people never will. And when you finally reach your breakthrough, when success comes and people say you're lucky, you'll smile because you'll know the truth. You weren't lucky. You were forged in pain. You earned every inch of your victory. You didn't run from it. You rose from it. Pain is not the enemy. It's the message. It's the whisper that becomes a scream when you ignore it long enough. It's life's way of pulling you into growth you wouldn't have chosen willingly. The second you stop running from pain and start listening to it, everything changes. Because pain doesn't come to destroy you, it comes to develop you. Every scar you have, every loss you've taken, every tear you shed, it's not a sign of weakness. It's the blueprint of a stronger version of you being built from the inside out. The problem is most people treat pain like poison when it's actually the medicine. They avoid it, numb it, and hide from it, thinking if they can just stay comfortable long enough, life will get easier. But that's not how growth works. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from conflict. You don't discover your strength when everything is going your way. You find it when your back's against the wall and you have no choice but to fight your way out. When pain hits, your first instinct is to escape. But what if instead you leaned in? What if instead of saying, why is this happening to me? You asked, what is this trying to teach me? That's when you shift from victim to student. That's when pain becomes your greatest professor. Because pain doesn't lie. Pain shows you exactly where you're weak, exactly where you've been avoiding truth, and exactly what needs to change if you ever want to step into your full potential. Every time life breaks you, it's handing you a mirror. It's saying to look deeper. What's inside you that needs to be rebuilt stronger? The ones who rise after the fall are not the ones who avoid the breaking. They're the ones who let it break them open and rebuild something unshakable inside. You've got to understand the reason pain feels unbearable sometimes is because you're resisting it. You're trying to hold on to what life is trying to tear away. The version of you that's meant to succeed can't be built without struggle. You can't skip the process of being refined. Diamonds are created under pressure. Muscles grow when they're torn. Minds sharpen in challenge. So, when life hurts, don't just endure it, extract a lesson from it. Sit in it long enough to understand it, but don't stay in it so long that it defines you. Let it refine you. The greatest warriors didn't come from easy battles. The strongest hearts were not made in peaceful time. They were shaped by pain that demanded transformation. The moment you realize that pain is not punishment, it's preparation, you stop running. You stop asking for the storm to end and instead learn to build your shelter in it. You start seeing pain as the proof that you're being stretched, molded, and upgraded into the person capable of handling the success you prayed for. The pain you feel right now is not random. It's targeted. It's carving you into something that the easy path never could. That heartbreak, it taught you what real love looks like. That rejection, it built your resilience. That failure, it rewired your approach. Every painful experience holds a hidden blueprint for growth, but you only see it if you look through the lens of purpose, not pity. It's not about liking the pain. It's about respecting what it creates. When you can look at your struggles and say, oh, this is building me, you've already won. Most people collapse under pain because they think it's the end. But what if it's the beginning? What if that disappointment is the exact thing pushing you toward your next chapter? You've got to trust that pain has a purpose even when you can't see it yet. Every successful person you admire, every champion, every leader, every visionary, they all had to go through something that broke them before it built them. They all learned to translate pain into power, not excuses. You want success, you gotta be willing to suffer for it. You gotta be willing to sit in the discomfort long enough to let it change you. That's where greatness grows, inside the struggle. While everyone else is complaining, doubting, and quitting, you're still standing. You're still pushing. You're still finding ways to turn pain into progress. That's what separates the average from the unstoppable. Because when you understand pain, you stop fearing. And when you stop fearing it, you become dangerous. Pain loses its control over you the moment you decide it's not your enemy, but your coach. You're not meant to stay broken. You're meant to rebuild differently. Every time you rise after pain, you're not just recovering, you're reinventing. You're learning new levels of patience, wisdom, and strength that only come from the experience of hurting. You're learning how to control what you can and surrender what you can't. You're learning that life isn't about avoiding pain. It's about mastering it. And when you master pain, you master yourself. So when pain comes again, don't hide. Don't drown it in distractions or bury it in denial. Face it head on and say, I see you. But you're not here to destroy me. You're here to sharpen me. Every time you do that, you take another step toward the person you were always meant to become. You start living on a level most people never reach because they spend their lives running from the very thing that was designed to awaken their greatness. Pain is not a curse. It's a calling. It's an invitation to rise above who you were yesterday. It's proof that you're alive, that you're still in the game, that your story isn't over yet. Use it. Channel it. Let it sculpt you into something unbreakable. Because the day you learn to use pain as an opportunity for success is the day nothing in this world can stop you. There comes a moment in every person's life when pain isn't just something you feel. It becomes the fuel that defines who you become next. That's the power of transformation. Pain was never meant to end your story. It was meant to begin a new one. But here's the truth most people don't want to face. Transformation doesn't happen in comfort. You don't evolve when things are easy. You evolve when everything hurts and you make a choice to rise anyway. You evolve when you refuse to let your pain become your prison and instead use it as a fire that burns away everything weak, fake, and uncommitted inside you. That's when pain becomes sacred, because it's not just something you survive, it's something you use to rise higher than you ever thought possible. You see, pain introduces you to parts of yourself that comfort never will. When everything is easy, you stay the same. But when life breaks you down, you're forced to ask, who am I really when everything I relied on is gone? That's when the real transformation begins. Pain strips away the illusions, the lies, the masks you wear for the world. It forces you to face the raw truth of who you are and what you actually believe about yourself. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your story. Pain just says, show me who you are. And when you answer that call, not by talking, but by enduring, by fighting, by refusing to quit, that's when you start to see what you're made of. Pain doesn't destroy character, it reveals it. It's the mirror that shows you your true reflection, not the one you post online, not the one you fake for approval, but the one that exists deep within your soul. Think about it. Every great transformation in history was born from struggle. People who achieved greatness didn't wake up one morning and find themselves there. They bled for it. They cried for it. They cried for it. They were broken by failure, rejection, doubt, and fear. But they didn't stay there. They rebuilt. They kept moving. And through that process, they became something the pain could no longer touch. Because transformation isn't about changing what's around you. It's about changing what's within you. It's about becoming someone who can handle more, who can endure more, who can rise through storms that would have destroyed you before. That's how pain forges power. It takes your weaknesses, your wounds, your insecurities, and turns them into armor. Most people never experience that transformation because they resist the process. They want growth, but they don't want the grind. They want success, but they don't want the scars. They pray for strength, but they run from struggle. What they don't realize is that you can't have one without the other. You can't have evolution without elevation, and you can't have elevation without resistance. If everything came easy, you'd stay small. But when life hits you with pain, you're forced to expand. You're forced to stretch, to think differently, to act differently, to become someone you weren't yesterday. Pain pushes you out of your comfort zone and into your calling. That's why every great person thanks their pain eventually. Because without it, they never would have become who they are. Transformation doesn't feel good while it's happening. It feels like losing. It feels like breaking. It feels like falling apart. But that's exactly how it's supposed to feel. Because transformation is the process of destroying the old version of you that can't carry the vision you've been dreaming about. It's the death of who you were so you can be reborn into who you were meant to become. And that hurts. It's not clean. It's not pretty, and it's not fast. It's a long, messy, uncomfortable process where you have to sit with your pain long enough to let it teach you what you need to know. But once you come out on the other side, you'll realize it was never punishment. It was preparation. When you learn to see pain through that lens, everything changes. You stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is this making me? You stop fighting the process and start trusting it. Because every wound carries wisdom. Every setback carries strength. Every heartbreak carries hidden power. Pain is the pressure that builds the muscle of resilience. It's the fire that burns away fear. It's the storm that teaches you how to stand firm when everything around you shakes. And the more you lean into it, the more unstoppable you become. You've got to remember, transformation doesn't just happen because you suffered. It happens because you decided not to waste your suffering. You decided to take the pain and use it. You decided to let it teach you discipline, patience, focus, and gratitude. You decided that the same pain that broke you would be the reason you never go back to who you used to be. You turned your wounds into wisdom. That's what makes the difference between people who crumble and people who conquer. It's not that conquerors don't feel pain. They just learn how to transform it. They learn how to make pain work for them, not against them. And that's what you have to do. You'll have to stop seeing your pain as something to escape and start seeing it as something to evolve through. Because every time you rise from pain, you gain something priceless. Perspective. You realize that life's hardest moments don't just test you. They teach you. They show you that you're capable of far more than you ever believed. They show you that strength isn't the absence of pain. It's the mastery of it. So the next time you find yourself in pain, don't run. Don't numb it. Don't hide. Sit with it, ask it what is here to show you, and then use it to transform. Because pain is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your evolution. The version of you that's coming on the other side of this pain is wiser, stronger, more focused, and more dangerous than you've ever been. Pain is not your enemy. It's the architect of your greatness. It's breaking you down so it can rebuild you into someone who can no longer be broken. And when that happens, when you embrace pain as the path to transformation, you won't just survive what hurt you. You'll use it to rise beyond everything that once tried to stop you. Everything that once tried to stop. That's the power of pain when it becomes your opportunity for success. You've come too far to quit now. You felt too much pain, cried too many tears, sacrificed too many nights just to stop here. Every scar you've earned, every heartbreak you've carried, every moment you thought it was over, it was all shaping you into who you were meant to become. The pain wasn't there to destroy you. It was there to refine you. It was life asking you, how bad do you really want it? Because anybody can talk about dreams when things are easy, but only those who refuse to bow down to pain ever taste greatness. The ones who win are the ones who keep grinding when everything inside them screams to quit. You need to understand something right now. Your pain is not a curse. It's a call. It's the call to rise, to fight, to transform everything broken inside you into strength that nobody can take away. You've got to make up your mind that nothing will break you anymore. Not fear, not rejection, not doubt, not failure. You've got to look life in the eye and say, do what you want, but I'm not backing down. That's the mindset of a winner. That's the energy that changes everything. Hard because once you stop running from pain, you stop being controlled by it. You stop reacting and you start creating. You stop being the victim of your story and you start becoming the author of your destiny. Every single time you choose to rise instead of retreat, you gain something powerful. You gain control over yourself. You gain command over your emotions. You gain confidence that can't be shaken by anything or anyone. That's the real win, the internal victory. The moment you realize that the world doesn't have to give you permission to succeed, you just have to give yourself permission to never give up. The moment you understand that your struggle is your strength in disguise, you stop asking, oh, why me? And start saying, oh, try me. So here's the truth. Pain is going to come. Challenges are going to come. But you get to decide what to do with them. You can let them crush you, or you can let them create you. You can let them build walls, or you can let them build wings. The power is always yours. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are not finished. You are in the middle of becoming something greater. Every day you choose to keep fighting, you are proving to yourself that nothing in this world can stop you except your own surrender. When this video ends, I want you to remember one thing. The same pain that tried to bury you will be the same pain that makes you bloom. Every moment of struggle is preparing you for a life far bigger than your imagination. So don't run from it. Don't curse it. Use it. Let it drive you. Let it sharpen you. Mold you into a version of yourself that no comfort zone could ever produce. Because when you stop fearing pain and start feeding off it, you don't just win, you become unstoppable. And that's when life finally surrenders to the one truth that echoes through every fighter's heart, but didn't come this far to quit. I came to rise, I came to fight, and I came to win no matter what it costs.